So this is Christian Bruckner, and for a long time he's done contracting work, a lot of contracts with the government. He's very good at what he does. However, you may notice that, well, he's a man, he's a he, and he also happens to be white. And these days, by law, that's considered a detriment almost. Take a look at this. According to the infrastructure bill, 10% of the amounts made available for any program shall be expended through small business concerns owned and controlled by socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. Okay, how do they define that? Socially or economically disadvantaged includes Black or African American, Hispanic or Latino, American Indian, Asian, Native Hawaiian, etc., etc., etc. Oh, by the way, women shall be presumed to be socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. I wonder how women feel about that. I'd like to bring in Rick Esenberg. Rick Esenberg. He is the president and general counsel at the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty. He is the attorney for Christian Bruckner. They are suing the Biden administration over gender and race quotas. Sir, welcome to Newsmax. How are you, first of all?
I am fine. How are you doing?
Terrific. And it is kind of wild to see that in black and white. It does seem discriminatory on its face, doesn't it?
Well, it's a quota. It's a racial quota. And the problem is not whether 10% of the jobs go to this racial group or that racial group. If racial minority owned businesses qualify for 100% of the jobs, they should get 100% of the jobs. But what we shouldn't do is decide going in that people are going to be treated differently based upon the color of their skin. They should be treated on the basis of their merits. And what the Biden administration is telling Mr. Bruckner here is that you are going to be excluded from the ability to compete for some of these funds. And that simply isn't permitted by our Constitution. Our Constitution is race neutral.
By the way, I just should point out the breaking news that Dick Morris's new book says the return that Donald Trump is running in 2024. Okay, it's in the book. Sir, I want to go back to the 10% that's in the infrastructure bill. It says 10% of the amounts made available for any program. If we can put that up on the screen, and you mentioned it, 10% shall be expended through small business concerns. Blah 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 blah. Does that mean 90%? I mean, should we take solace in that? I understand quotas. We don't like quotas. But does that give room for a guy like Christian Bruckner, room to be successful here?
Well, it means that he can compete for some of the jobs, but he's placed at a disadvantage because this is a floor. It's not a ceiling. If you're a minority business, you can compete freely for any of the funds that are out there. If you are a business that is not owned by a group that is privileged under this law, you can only compete for some of the funds. And the problem here is not who gets what. As I said before, if it turns out that 60% of the grant proposals are submitted by minority businesses and they're the best qualified for that, well, then that's fine. They should get it. The problem here is treating people differently based upon the color of their skin. And it is not an excuse to say that we're only doing it with respect to 10% of the money, which incidentally, amounts to billions of dollars.
Right. Hey, by the way, women, are women seeking you out? I'd like to put how they are officially defined in this language in government. Women shall be presumed to be socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. I find this discriminatory. I find this bigoted. It's bigoted against women. This is kind of laughable stuff in a way, isn't it?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm married and I got a sister and I had a mother, and I don't think any of them considered themselves to be disadvantaged, and I think would have bridled at the suggestion.
All right. Hey, I want to just put Mr. Bruckner up. I want you to do me a favor. Wish him well here. Christian Bruckner. He's waging this lawsuit. I have that he's the owner of Project Management Corporation. Tell me what kind of work that entails with the government. What kind of stuff is he seeking, and what has he been getting? sir?
Well, this is surfacing transportation. So this is doing the surfacing and the work that is done on highways. It's heavy work. It's difficult work. It's important work for any of us who have driven the roads. Roads are a lot better in Florida than they are up in Wisconsin, where we are. And it's very, very important that we pick the absolute best people, regardless of their gender or race.
Absolutely. Rick Esenberg, we appreciate it. Good luck to your client. Good luck to you, and keep in touch, okay?
Take care. Thank you.
You bet. We'll be right back.